I've met countless men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s who carry themselves with quiet strength. They've worked hard their whole lives, built families, run businesses, served their communities. But behind the firm handshake and steady voice, many of them share a common frustration. They're tired more often, their muscles feel weaker, their drive isn't what it used to be. Most chalk it up to age. But after 30 years in men's health, I can tell you, age is not the real culprit. In most cases, the issue is something far simpler, a missing mineral. One that fuels over 300 processes in your body, from muscle strength and energy to hormone balance and even restful sleep. When you don't have enough, your body can look fine on the outside, but inside, it's running on low power. And here's the part most men never hear: restoring this one mineral can spark real changes in just weeks, without pills, injections, or complicated programs. In this video, I'll show you exactly what this mineral is, how to recognize the signs you might be low, and the everyday foods that can bring your levels back up, so you can move, think, and feel like yourself again. It often starts with little things. A cramp in your calf that wakes you at night. Feeling tired even after a full night's sleep. Needing a few extra seconds to steady yourself when you stand up. Maybe your recovery after yard work or a round of golf takes longer than it used to. Or you notice your grip isn't as strong, and your stamina fades quicker than you remember. The tricky part? These changes happen so slowly, they blend into the background of daily life. You chalk them up to just getting older and push through, until one day you realize the man in the mirror doesn't feel like the same one you knew years ago. And here's where regret creeps in. Many men I see in my office admit they'd been feeling these signs for years, but they ignored them. They thought they were small inconveniences, not realizing they were early warnings of a deeper problem, a mineral deficiency quietly chipping away at their strength, energy, and drive. If any of these symptoms sound familiar, you're not alone. Type yes in the comments if you've noticed at least 2 of them in the past year, or no if you haven't. Because the first step to changing your health is recognizing the signals your body has been sending all along. I'm Dr. Catherine Rocker, and for over 3 decades, I've worked side by side with men in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s. Men who walked into my office convinced that their best days were behind them, that feeling weaker, slower, and more tired was simply the price of getting older. But I've seen something far different. In case after case, the problem wasn't irreversible aging. It was a correctable deficiency. One missing mineral that, once restored, allowed these men to regain energy, improve strength, and even see their confidence return, often in a matter of weeks. Your body hasn't forgotten how to feel strong. It hasn't lost the ability to build muscle, produce testosterone, or power you through the day. It simply needs the raw material it's been missing, the same way a fire needs fuel or a car needs gas. That's why this conversation matters so much. Because when you know what's missing, and you put it back in, the changes can be faster, more noticeable, and more life-changing than most men ever expect. And in the next section, I'll explain exactly what this mineral does inside your body, why so many men over 60 are deficient, and the simple metaphor that will help you remember why it's so essential. The mineral we're talking about is magnesium, and it's one of the most powerful yet most overlooked nutrients for men over 60. Inside your body, magnesium is involved in over 300 different processes. It helps your muscles contract and relax. It supports healthy nerve function so signals move smoothly from your brain to your body. It plays a critical role in producing testosterone. And it helps regulate blood pressure and blood flow, the very things that keep your heart, brain, and energy systems working together. Here's why I like to think of magnesium as your ignition key. Your body is like a finely built engine. The fuel, your food, can be in the tank. The parts, your muscles, your heart, your nervous system, can be in place. But without the ignition key, the engine won't start. Magnesium is that key. It unlocks the systems that make your energy, strength, and vitality possible. And yet, as men age, magnesium levels often drop for three main reasons. Lower absorption. Your digestive system becomes less efficient over time. Medications. Common drugs like diuretics or heart medications can flush magnesium out. Diet changes. Processed foods replace whole foods that are naturally rich in magnesium. The result? A slow, silent decline that leaves you feeling like you're running on half power. But here's the good news. In the next section, I'll show you the everyday foods you can start eating right now to restore your levels naturally, so you can turn that key and feel your engine roar back to life. You don't need exotic supplements or complicated recipes to bring your magnesium levels back up. Some of the richest sources are probably sitting in your kitchen right now. Let me introduce you to 4 of my favorites, each with a real story from a man who used them to turn things around. 1. Pumpkin seeds. The nighttime recovery fuel. Leonard, 72, had been waking up 3 or 4 times a night with cramps in his calves. He felt sluggish in the mornings and assumed it was just part of getting older. I asked him to eat 2 tablespoons of raw pumpkin seeds about an hour before bed. Within 2 weeks, his cramps disappeared, his sleep was deeper, and his morning energy returned. Why it works. Pumpkin seeds are one of the richest natural sources of magnesium, plus they contain zinc, which supports testosterone production. 2. Spinach. The green energy boost. Harold, 68, noticed his stamina dropping during his morning walks. He started adding a cup of steamed spinach to his lunch every day. Within a month, he was walking farther without feeling winded, and his blood pressure had improved. Why it works. Spinach packs magnesium along with nitrates that support blood flow, delivering oxygen and nutrients more efficiently. 3. Almonds. The afternoon steady hand. Carl, 70, had trouble keeping his energy up in the afternoons and often reached for sugary snacks. I suggested a small handful of raw almonds instead. 2 weeks later, he told me, "Doc, I don't crash anymore, I feel steady until dinner." Why it works. Almonds supply magnesium plus healthy fats that keep blood sugar stable and feed your hormonal system. 4. Avocado. The hormone helper. Patrick, 67, was feeling low in mood and motivation. He added half an avocado to his breakfast each morning, sometimes with eggs, sometimes on whole grain toast. In just 3 weeks, his wife commented that he seemed more present and lighter in spirit. Why it works. Avocados provide magnesium and potassium, both of which help regulate muscle function, blood pressure, and hormone balance. When you build these foods into your day, morning, afternoon, and evening, you create a steady stream of magnesium that your body can use to restore muscle performance, calm your nervous system, and reignite testosterone production. In the next section, we'll tackle the myths and mistakes that keep men from getting enough of this mineral, and why believing them can hold you back from feeling your best. Even when men hear about magnesium, many fall into the same traps that keep their levels low. Let's clear up 2 of the most common myths, and a mistake I see far too often. Myth 1. I get enough from my diet. On paper, it sounds reasonable. You eat vegetables, maybe some nuts, so you assume you're covered. But studies show up to 70% of adults over 60 in the US are below the recommended magnesium intake. Why? Because the soil our food is grown in is lower in minerals than it was decades ago, and cooking methods can strip away what's left. Myth 2. A supplement will fix it overnight. Magnesium supplements can help, but they're not magic. The form of magnesium matters, your digestion matters, and your consistency matters. Taking a pill for a few days won't reverse years of deficiency. It's about restoring your levels steadily over weeks, ideally with a combination of food and, if needed, the right supplement. The common mistake: flushing it out without realizing. Even if you're eating magnesium-rich foods, certain habits can drain your reserves. Drinking too much coffee or alcohol. Eating excessive processed foods high in refined sugar. Taking certain medications without replacing lost minerals. Over time, it's like trying to fill a leaky bucket. No matter how much you add, it never stays full. The takeaway? You can't fix what you don't consistently protect. That's why, in the next section, I'll give you a personalized action plan so you can restore and keep your magnesium levels where they need to be, based on your lifestyle and the challenges you face right now. Not every man's body runs the same way, and not every deficiency shows up in the same form. That's why your strategy for restoring magnesium, and the benefits that come with it, should match the way you live right now. I divide my patients into 3 common profiles. Find the one that sounds most like you, and start there. Profile 1: the restless sleeper. If you wake up several times a night or find it hard to fall asleep, your body isn't getting the overnight recovery it needs for muscle repair and hormone balance. Action step: eat 2 tablespoons of raw pumpkin seeds about an hour before bed. Pair them with a caffeine-free herbal tea to help your body wind down. Why it works: magnesium calms the nervous system, relaxes muscles, and helps trigger deep, restorative sleep, the time when testosterone production peaks. Profile 2: the high-stress man. If your days are packed with tension, your shoulders stay tight, and your mind doesn't shut off, stress hormones could be burning through your magnesium reserves. Action step: start your day with half an avocado and a handful of raw almonds. Include a serving of leafy greens like spinach at lunch. Why it works: these foods give you magnesium, potassium, and healthy fats that stabilize blood sugar, reduce cortisol, and support steady hormone production. Profile 3: the muscle and energy struggler. If you notice your grip is weaker, your legs feel heavy, or your afternoon energy drops sharply, your muscles and metabolism may be craving more magnesium. Action step: have a cup of steamed spinach with lunch or dinner. Add a handful of almonds as a mid-afternoon snack. Why it works: magnesium powers muscle contraction, supports nerve signals, and helps keep energy steady throughout the day. How to use this plan: pick the profile that fits you best and follow it for 2 weeks. Track how you sleep, how steady your energy feels, and how strong you feel during physical activity. Once you see improvement, you can layer in foods from the other profiles for even better results. In the next section, I'll bring this back to the bigger picture, and explain why restoring this one mineral can be the spark that reignites your energy, your strength, and your sense of self. I want you to picture your body the way I see it, as a powerful engine built over decades of life experience. It's strong, it's capable, and every part is still there, but lately, it hasn't been running at full power. You can press the gas all you want, but without the ignition key, the engine just won't start the way it used to. Magnesium is that key. When your levels are low, the systems that drive your energy, your strength, and even your confidence simply can't fire on all cylinders. But when you restore it, something changes, not just in your lab results, but in how you feel every single day. I've seen men who thought their best years were long gone wake up with steady energy, move through their day with less effort, and notice that quiet spark of motivation returning. Their handshake feels stronger. Their posture is taller. And their presence in the room, that quiet, steady confidence, comes back. This isn't just about a number on a test. It's about getting back to the version of yourself you recognize. And the beauty is, the key has been in your hands all along. In the final section, I'll recap exactly how to use that key, and give you a simple 2-week challenge to prove to yourself how quickly things can turn around. Let's bring it all together. The mineral we've been talking about is magnesium, the ignition key that powers your muscles, supports testosterone production, keeps your heart and nerves firing smoothly, and helps you sleep deeply enough to restore your strength each night. We've covered the everyday signs of deficiency: nighttime cramps, morning fatigue, slower recovery, a quieter mood, and less drive. We've also gone through the 4 kitchen sources that can refill your tank naturally: pumpkin seeds, night recovery and better sleep, spinach, stamina and blood flow, almonds, steady energy, avocado, hormone support. Here's my challenge to you. Pick one of these foods and commit to having it every single day for the next 2 weeks. Don't change anything else, just add your chosen food at the same time each day, and pay attention to how you feel. Track 3 things: how well you sleep, how steady your energy is, how strong and confident you feel during the day. Then come back and tell me your results in the comments. Your story might be the one that inspires another man to take action. And if you know a friend, a brother, or a neighbor over 60 who's been slowing down lately, share this with him. Because the key to feeling like yourself again may already be in his kitchen, he just needs to start turning it.